Limits of experimental matter. Is this true? Science is powerful. It's one of the best ways to seek knowledge and understand the world. It is based on observing, analyzing, and experimenting. But can science answer every question about life? Is this the only path to truth? My answer is no. And if someone claims it is, they are not talking about science. They are promoting scientism. This video emphasizes mainly that science has limits. Take an example like necrophilia, the act of having relations or sex with dead. Science can prove it's unethical. Yet, deep down, we all know it's wrong. This moral understanding comes from something beyond science. I mean, in general, I'm not talking about mentally ill people. Or consider how we trust the news. When you hear reports of a tsunami from multiple sources, you believe it. When you hear reports of a tsunami from multiple sources, you believe it happened, not because of a scientific method you applied, but because the information comes from different credible witnesses. Do not afraid, just think and be neutral. Even in everyday life, we trust experts without conducting experiments ourselves. You believe scientists because they are trained experts, and that's fine. But relying solely on the scientific method for everything would be impractical, even abnormal. Just imagine a doctor prescribed medicine to you, and you start a lecture. I myself will analyze and blah blah blah. So the doctor will say, "Thank you for your visit, now get out." Think about how people generally accept their parents without demanding a DNA test. Why? Because trust, social context, and experience play a role. And if you ask for DNA test without any incident, etc., then please go to psychiatrist. Science relies on drawing general conclusions from specific observations. For example, if you observe that most mammals you see can fly, you might conclude that no mammals can fly. But this conclusion isn't absolute. Bats, after all, are mammals that can fly. Do you know one day Albert Einstein, after work at night, went to sleep? This doesn't mean science is useless, far from it. Science is an amazing tool, but it's not the only way to find truth, and it has its limits. Why people blindly believe that 3 is greater than 2? Where is the proof? Now, I may seem stupid to you, and you are right. And this is the exact point I'm focusing. For me personally, the Islamic worldview makes the most sense because it embraces a balanced approach, especially mass transmission. The preservation through evidence passed down by many reliable sources is incredible. Moreover, the intuition, objective and subjective morality, and also scientific method. These elements work together, helping us understand life's questions from multiple angles. Do you know in Italy, after every 60 seconds, a minute passes? Even history shows us the limits of science and the wisdom in acknowledging them. Take ancient Greece, birthplace of philosophy, scientific inquiry. Thinkers like Socrates and Plato didn't just ask how the world works, they asked why. Questions about morality, beauty, and justice can't be answered in a lab. You may argue that they were backward, and I will say, okay. This was something Greek society understood deeply. They blended scientific observation with philosophical and even mythological interpretations. It wasn't about one replacing the other, it was about knowing when each was most useful. That's why now you just drink water. In Europe, polymaths like Leonardo da Vinci combined science with art and philosophy. The Da Vinci dissected bodies to understand anatomy, but he also painted masterpieces like Mona Lisa, capturing emotions and mysteries that science alone couldn't explain. You may disagree with this, and I get it, and I successfully ignore it. In the Islamic Golden Age, scholars like Ibn Sina and Al-Farabi explored the natural world with observation and experiments. Yet they also delved into philosophy and ethics, addressing the life's deeper questions. To them, science explained the how, while the faith and reason addressed the why. I just want to say, tea and coffee both are best. To them, science could explain the how, but only faith or philosophy could teach on the why. Today, we often see science and spirituality in conflict, but these scholars didn't separate them so strictly. Strong economy and technology does not mean someone is right. Today, many people believe science can answer everything, but can it really solve moral dilemmas like the meaning of the happiness, justice, or love? Happiness and pleasure are two different things. It's important to remember that science is designed to ask how things work, but when it comes to asking why on a moral, philosophical, or even metaphysical level, it faces limitations. Nowadays, people question basic common sense things, and I think you get it. Take artificial intelligence as an example. AI can process data and learn patterns, but it has no empathy, fairness, or kindness. Science can design AI, but it can program values like compassion or justice into it. For that, we need ethics, something science doesn't define. I think AI will not replace people, but people who are in touch with AI will replace those who are not in touch with AI. Science is an incredible tool, but it's not one size fits all solution. To live fully, we need more than experiments and observations. We need morality, intuition, and even spirituality to guide us where science cannot. On a side note, just give someone anything valuable, even a small thing, $1, or even just a smile. Science is powerful, but it was never intended to be a tool for solving every problem, especially not those of the heart or spirit. Make sense? If not, move to next second of the video. Great thinkers throughout history understood this. They valued science but respected its limits. We should do the same, embracing science for what it is while recognizing its boundaries. In the end, life is a bigger puzzle. Science is one piece, but not the whole picture. But I want cake piece. Science is powerful for understanding the physical world and answering how things work, but it has limits. It cannot address moral, spiritual, or philosophical questions like why we exist or what makes something ethical. Trust, intuition, morality, and faith also play vital roles in finding truth and meaning. Just imagine that you start thinking and thinking and you successfully waste your time. Great thinkers and civilizations have shown that science is just one tool among many. To live a balanced life, we need to combine science with ethics, spirituality, and deeper reasoning to address all aspects of human experience. Science is a piece of a puzzle, not the whole picture. If it makes sense, okay. If not, then in respectful manner, educate me.